I have a confession to make. I have not been good to my truck. I imagine I'm gonna get a lot of comments in here because it's a very controversial issue. And that is, do I flush my transmission, whatever that means, because I get different answers from different mechanics? Or do we just drop the pan and swap the fluids? Now, I understand on one end of the extreme, if you're like extreme and you're getting your transmission flushed, say every, I don't know, 20,000 kilometers or, 15,000 miles or something really short intervals, well then a flush shouldn't be a problem because it's always clean and it's always getting flushed. On the other end of the extreme, everyone tells me, well, if you've gone like over 100,000 miles and you haven't done a transmission flush or oil swap out, then you just want to drop the pan because a flush can cause more damage than it can help. Now, a whole lot of people seem to call BS on that.
Just do it!
A whole lot of people seem to say absolutely on that. A whole lot of people seem to say don't ever flush it.
Don't you do it! Don't!
Other people say, only flush it if it's on regular, frequent intervals. I'm at 96,000 kilometers, which, I don't know, I'll put it here, what is it, 60,000 miles or something? And I haven't gotten a transmission flush.
What is wrong with you?
And I've been towing, and I've done the calculation of the 97,000 kilometers on this truck. I've driven around 33,000 kilometers towing. And not just towing in the desert, we're talking towing on some mountains and hills. So I should have gotten my transmission flushed and cleaned out earlier. I've called a few different transmission shops, I've posted online and asked people's advice, and I've gotten all ends of the spectrum. So in the end, when I can't get a clear direction, I go back to Ford. I'm taking my Ford into a Ford dealership to have it serviced by Ford people with Ford things who know Ford stuff. And although not everyone may agree with their approach, when you have all of this doubt and everyone is sure they know the answer, that's for sure. If you've got an answer and you want to comment below, I'm sure you know the answer. The level of confidence in this arena is amazingly high, but not with me. I am not confident in what the right choice is. And so I've decided to get a flush of the transmission. I'm also getting the differential oil switched out in the back. I'm going to skip the front differential till the next service because money. And like a real freaking moron, because I'm out of time and I'm leaving in 2 days, it's $50 more for a battery from Ford than if I go to Costco. Plus, I'm going to pay them to install it, but it's going to take me at least an hour or two. These days I price my time. I don't know if you do that. You figure out, is it worth your time? Because I'm an entrepreneur and my time is money. I would rather spend 2 hours making money, my regular job or my YouTube job than spending 2 hours installing a battery. And you might say, it doesn't take 2 hours to install a battery. It takes me 2 hours to install a battery because I have no mechanical skills and stupid things always happen and wrenches get dropped and little bolts fall down in the middle and then I gotta go find some kind of magnet. And next thing you know, it's 2 hours later because I wanted to change a freaking battery. Now, because I'm going out into the middle of nowhere, I'm going up to the Alaska Highway, I'm going to the Cassiar Highway, I'm going to some of the more remote places of Canada. It's the last place I want to have a battery die, and I'm getting 97,000 miles on the original battery. Last 2 times I got an oil change. The oil change place said your battery's running a little low. I haven't tested it, but it's time to replace the battery. So I'm going to pay, moronic fees to have somebody do moronic work. No, I'm sure these guys are awesome. It'll take them, very short period of time. But I'll probably pay the, $90 or whatever it is to have them install it. But that's stupid, but whatever. I'd like to hear your opinion. The funny part is I'm putting this video up as I'm driving to the Ford dealership. So it doesn't matter what your opinion is. I'm doing what I'm doing anyway, and I'm getting them to do the flush. If this was a horrible idea, I'm going to find out soon enough, because right after this, we're going to go tow for a month. So I hate getting work done right before a trip. I don't like to make any changes. I'm an IT guy. And one thing you learn in IT is when you're in the middle of a production crunch or you're in the middle of a deadline, you don't make changes. And here I am, you know, making changes. So let's hope everything's okay. I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you think it's going to be just fine? I mean, I do watch the temperatures, you know, religiously. I keep it below 219 on the really heavy, crazy mountain passes. And if I see it get above 219, I'm either pulling over or slowing way down until that temperature comes down. So I've tried to be good about it, but 219 is not, it is high still. And if you're doing that a lot, I don't know, we'll see. I was gonna check the dipstick because that's a realistic thing to do, right? You think, well, I wonder how my transmission fluid looks, smells. And I spent about 5 minutes at the gas station crawling all over my hood and inside my engine like a spider monkey.
Like a spider monkey! Go on!
Trying to find my dipstick, only to find out that it's technically no longer user serviceable. And then you have to go like underneath the vehicle and pull out some small dipstick that's, you know, meant for technicians. So that was kind of a humbling moment where I thought, I'll just check my transmission fluid. No. Anyway, I'm gonna get to the Ford dealership soon. I'm gonna get some Timmy's, and then hopefully I can get an Uber back in this smaller town that I live in. And let's hope for the best. Again, I'm sure I'll get a lot of comments. Have at it. Tell me I shouldn't even have a Ford, right? That'll be at least some of the comments. That's the whole problem, is I have a Ford. All right, anyway. All right, well, I got my paperwork here. Got the rear differential. I got the transmission flushed.
I love that.
And actually, I got a new battery, so yeah. How much did I pay? I'm not even gonna say here because I'm a little embarrassed, but it was what I expected. It's well within the Ford standard charges. But here we are. Gonna go drive it now. Over the next day or so, I'm gonna take a little test run with the RV, maybe take it up a hill, make sure the transmission temperatures are raising or rising at the proper rate. So make sure you stay tuned for some upcoming camping videos where we're going to Alberta, Yukon, touching into Alaska. We're doing 3 provinces, 2 countries, 1 state. It's gonna be a real interesting ride, and we're gonna be in the middle of nowhere. And if any of these technical problems happen, well, you'll see it on the video. Also a reminder, we got merch online, check the description below, and we always got the gas fund. You're welcome to contribute to the RVing with Joe gas fund by PayPaling RVingWithJoe@gmail.com. Any donation gets you a mention on this channel. Thanks everyone, I'll see you on the road. Get busy living.